Hello, my name is Kuldeep Singh Randhawa. I'm actually a professional engineer that was suspended in August 2005 following a fraudulent investigation by APEC BC in April 2005. There is another video on this particular tank issue, which was a tank that was not even built, and so really I was being set up. Following that, I have been subjected to a number of criminal offenses by institutions where they pretend that they're doing a wonderful job, but actually what they're doing is supporting the crimes of lawyers who are being protected. I want to talk about one video in particular. This one is quite crucial and very important. It's where the legal proceedings are staged. I want to mention a proceeding S 155657. This is a proceeding in which Department of Justice have gone to a judge in the Supreme Court in Vancouver and pretended that there were taxes owed by the partnership. And so if you look at the typical proceeding, you have a style of cause. The style of cause is the person who's commencing the action against the other parties. The other parties are known as respondents. Now the issue here is this, why it's a staged proceeding. Everyone in the style of cause, including the people who are starting and including the people who are responding, are aware of tax crimes by the Department of Justice. The judge knows it, the people in the the courts who have sheriffs, they are fully familiar with these issues. I've explained it to them sufficient enough times. The fact that they are not aware, they're going to be given an article about this in the next few days. They then basically ignore the one person who's a respondent, who does not turn up, but he opposes it. So Madam Justice Murray was appointed by Chief Justice Christopher Hinkson to conclude this crime within the court. The crime was done by Department of Justice, who represent the Canadian Revenue Agency, where a crime has not been removed involving the Oliver Subdivision Project, where CRA fraudulently registered tax charges on land, so I can't finance those lands, I can't move on, and therefore corrupt the former partners of mine. They are then represented by the Department of Justice. This matter has gone all the way up to the Minister of National Revenue. It's gone to Parliament numerous occasions. I've approached numerous accountants. One accountant in particular was Vijay Shukamuru, my accountant for the engineering business, where he gave a report that was sent to the CRA that there are no profits being made on this partnership, the subdivision project. So the partners should really not be paying any taxes. If you consider the expenses, there's no profits made whatsoever. And so this is known to a lot of people. The same accountant, even though he did the right thing, he did not go further. So I filed no complaint against this individual. But since that time, other accountants who have been involved, and they are fully aware of the crime, and all of the people in the style of cause in the proceeding S155657 are all aware of the crime that's taking place, including myself. But the only person that's being harmed here, it's me. Why? Because if the crime has taken place and it's been done by the Department of Justice, then we have no longer a Department of Justice. What we have instead is a Department of Government Crimes, because that's really what they're doing. They're doing crimes. They're not doing any justice. And so it's a shame on this nation. So to protect that shame, or to protect that criminal activity where those lawyers will be held accountable, and they get away with it through cultural exploitation, where they would hire people from the same community as me, because there's a thing called honor. You go to the court, you say the honorable justice. But there's another honor that I want to talk about today, and that's the honor of the Sikh people, the honor of other cultures. We are honorable beings. We are human beings. We have morals, we have ethics, we have respect. That knowledge gained from our parents, passed down from generations to generations. We cannot ignore that. The first lesson I had about ethics was from my mother. because I don't have a father. My father unfortunately passed away in a plane crash in 1969. So my brothers who raised me, because we had no father, gave me those ethics. They gave me the honesty. They gave me the truth. Every time I told a lie, I was slapped. It was done in those days. If you were a person going to school and you lied or you didn't do good work, you went to grammar schools, the teacher would cane you. That was the punishment passed down to children who were misbehaving in schools. All of that has now changed. Now we live in a free society where everybody's rights have to be protected. But why are my rights not being protected? Why is the police ignoring me? Do you not understand a crime is a crime? Do the sheriffs in the courtroom don't understand? No point making statements that the judges are corrupt. It's not enough. The Sheriff's Act gives you considerable powers of arrest. So the fact that I'm telling you this now is because I have notified the court numerous occasions that my funds, which are held in court in the proceeding S111030, which is the high-rise project, should not be taken and released to anybody. You have trust accounts of lawyers, you have trust accounts in the court itself. Those trust accounts cannot be abused. There's serious charges against the sheriffs and the staff and the department who are responsible for holding those accounts. Under the criminal code, a minimum sentence for one offense is 7 years. You have now committed those crimes in excess of 2 decades against me in numerous ways, in which my wife is also now criminally entrapped in a family proceeding where all these crimes are being concluded. Family proceedings are supposed to be confidential. So you think by having it confidential that someone like myself who is honorable will not speak out against my own community? Don't you know the history of Sikhism? Don't you know that we have sacrificed much so that justice is always going to be at the forefront of our religion? Because you've managed to corrupt about 10 people within our Sikh community, don't think for 1 minute that the 99% of the Sikhs in Surrey will remain silent. We don't want to be labeled as terrorists. We are not. We are peaceful people. We never start any war. If you look into the history of Sikhism, Sikhs have never started a war, but we have finished them. If you want to sort out this problem, sort it out now, because I will not remain silent.